Good evening. Welcome to the commencement of the class of 2014. There are 97 graduates on the stage today, and as I speak for them, we could not be more excited and relieved to make it to this point. I would like to begin with a prayer. Dear God, give us grace to accept with serenity the things that cannot be changed, courage to change the things which should be changed, and the wisdom to distinguish the one from the other. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace. Taking this sinful world as it is, not as it should be, trusting that you will make all things right. If I surrender to your will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. Amen. I have great expectations from my classmates behind me. Departing from quotes of famous presidents, philosophical thinkers, and historical figures, I'd like to leave you all with a line from the great rock and roll band, Bachman-Turner Overdrive. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the class of 2014, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, good evening. How's everyone? You have come to this point with child number 1, child number 2, child number 3, whichever. Congratulations to all of you. Welcome and thank you for your attendance. I don't think there's anything in the world that could have kept you away this evening, am I right? Yes, okay. You know, the atmosphere of a senior commencement is always one of excitement, reflection, celebration. I know you're all celebrating, but most of all, it's always a demonstration of hope. Parents, grandparents, other family members here this evening, friends, look upon the graduate they've come to honor with hopeful anticipation for a happy and productive future. Some of you in the audience might be translating happy and productive as wealth, others as health, others as love. However, let's allow each of these young folks the opportunity to seek his or her own happiness and productivity. My prediction is that none of them will have any problem finding what that is. In my mind, they are already there. Why do I say that I think these young people are already there? How many of you were at baccalaureate the evening before last? I spoke to a family very quickly in the lobby, kissed mom, shook dad's hand, and mom said, we didn't sleep the entire Wednesday night thinking about what our child said about us and to us at baccalaureate. I spoke to these folks not very long ago at their senior alumni luncheon when they became alumni. I expressed to them the very same sentiment, and let me be a little bit more formal as I go through this, but they may remember, if that was anything for them to remember given the whirlwind of activity and fun that they're having. Baccalaureate, the evening before last, in this very auditorium, in my mind, spoke to maturity, sophistication, deep concern for others, and an ability to express one of the most adult of all emotions, which is appreciation for others. Our faculty, sitting right here, were recognized and regaled for their efforts in helping to make the students who they are today. And that's what most of these young folks said. Frankly, it was much more rewarding for me to watch the faces of the teachers being praised than it was to watch the students speaking those words. And I did catch one teacher after baccalaureate to go up and congratulate her because her name was mentioned in such a multitudinous way. And I watched her throughout. Close to 100 students, almost all of whom speak about her with the greatest respect and admiration as an educator. I saw in the faces of the teachers grown people humbled by the words of children. I could not see the faces of our parents as I could see you tonight, but being a father myself, I knew exactly how I would feel And it never happened, by the way. But I know exactly how I would feel to hear my child express so earnestly a recognition and appreciation for my participation in his or her life. So my children will be hearing from me this weekend. So congratulations, really, to all of our parents this evening for imbuing in your children the capacity, that's an important word, the capacity for love and for reaching deep to understand that others, not themselves, but that others have shown them the path. In developmental psychology, this capacity is referred to as the disillusionment of central position. With maturity, the healthy individual moves away from thinking that he or she sits at the core, at the center of the universe, away from the belief that he or she stands in singular importance in the universe. Our graduates are there. And being of the advanced age myself, of someone who should also be there, I'm taking this opportunity to appreciate someone who in my professional life and in the life of the Benjamin School has no equal. Now, who might that be? Chairman of the board, Joe O'Connor, is ending his term as of June 30th of this year. Joe is a very difficult man to compliment, and I've told him that for the 3 years that he's been my board chair. So I have to find ways and venues to surprise him. So surprise, Joe, you might not know, and this is something that, this is the brazen truth, not something maybe that should be said publicly, but at this hour, at this time, when a man like Joe O'Connor is leaving his term as chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Benjamin School, I think the truth needs to be transparent. You might not know, I started to say, that in the darkest hours of the economic crisis, the Benjamin School, as was true for most independent schools across the country, suffered severe hardship. It was Joe O'Connor, with his acute business acumen and background educationally, who really saved the school. Since that time, Joe has provided me with the clearest of judgment in every way possible. We've been successful partners, very successful partners during my 6 years at Benjamin. I only hope that I have conveyed to him over these years the esteem in which I hold him, as our seniors expressed for their teachers and parents the night before last in this room, in this auditorium. So it is my great honor right now to ask Joe O'Connor to come up and address you this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the board.
Good evening. You're probably scared when I bring a bottle of water up here. I promise to keep this brief. This is my third time up here addressing the graduation exercises, but it's really different this year. And I'm going to steal a line from something I heard at the Pathfinder Awards. Tim, you'll probably recognize this. A few weeks ago, where the person presenting the awards got up and said, "I think I finally got it." And this year, I think I finally got it. And because I have a child in the audience here, of the 96 graduates, I have a boy in there that's graduating this year. And the last 2 years, I've always been here for the celebration. And I realized this year that basically there's also a sense of loss. Because our kids are leaving the nest. They're moving on. They're taking more control of their lives. They're going to be away from home more. There's a big change here. And I remember one of my good friends who had a son that graduated last year, actually took a year off from work. So I want to be with my son during this very important time in his life. Now, I haven't had work for 13 years, so I've been doing that rather continuously. But I thought, gee, isn't that a little bit of an overreaction? And it's not, because we really are going through a lot of changes here. And this is really a celebration, but also for many of us in the audience, it's a big change in life. And so my role here tonight, I was never told what my role was, so I've made it up the last 3 years. What I would like to do is two things, very brief. One is to both provide some thanks to certain people, some congratulations to our partnership, the partnership that we formed with this school over the past 2 to 14 years, depending on how long you've been here. I'd then like to at least mention for a minute a couple of lessons that I learned in life that I think are maybe worth, maybe not worth passing on to our graduates. And first of all, I want to say congratulations. It's great to see 96 wonderful kids, not kids anymore, adults up here going on to their next stage in life. So congratulations again. You know, when Sandy and I decided to move to Florida 13 years ago, the only reason we came here was because of the reputation of the Benjamin School. The only reason we felt we could come here was because of the reputation of the Benjamin School. And that made a huge difference in our lives, to be able to live where we wanted to live and yet feel that we were doing the most important thing at that point in our lives, which is to provide a great educational and life experience for our kids. So when I talked earlier about a partnership, I really feel we've had this partnership. We all have. And the partnership consists of really three distinct groups. One is the school. The second is all the people in the audience, the parents and their support group, the grandparents, the friends, the aunts, the uncles, the siblings, who have all made this possible for the kids who are on the stage. And then the third basically is our graduates. And when I look at each one of these, and I look at the school, I do have to make a couple of comments on how this school has changed. I was on the committee that helped recruit Bob Goldberg to come here 6 years ago. When Bob joined this school, we were in the midst of the worst economic recession. It really was a depression that the United States had seen in over 80 years. Every independent school in this country was in chaos. Our enrollment was dropping. People couldn't afford to send their kids to an expensive private school. The need for financial aid was increasing at the same time that revenue was dropping. And we had 4 leaders of the school in 5 years. And the one thing I remember about recruiting Bob and getting Bob to come here, which I think has made all the difference in the world in the last 5 years, 6 years, is that when I took a look at the various yearbooks and the pictures of all the people we looked at, everybody was sitting there with their cap and gown or their official presidential mallet, and Bob was surrounded by kids. The only one. He loves kids. It makes a difference. It shows. When I look at the school and I see how far it's come, we've recently had an independent organization come in that do every 5 years, independent schools, to evaluate our school. I'm just going to read 2 quick things because I think it's important for you to know this. The first thing they said is that this school is in a remarkably different place than it was 5 years ago. And this is a report from 2 weeks ago. They brought in 13 people for 3 days to evaluate every aspect of our school. They said most of the independent schools in this past economic crisis simply hunkered down, covered their heads, and waited for the storm to pass. Said the Benjamin School did not. It took the hard steps that were necessary. However, it also basically built programs in significant areas during a very bleak economic time. And then it went on to talk about the great things that have been accomplished at the school during Bob's tenure during the last 5 years. So when I look at thanks, you know, the thanks, I mentioned school, I mentioned thanks to the school. You know, a school is not a collection of buildings. Even though we're building a great new Benjamin Hall is under construction, and next year this meeting, this will be held in that hall. It's not a collection of buildings. It's a collection of people, of commitment, of time, of all the people that are in the front 2 rows here, faculty, the administration, all the time and love and effort they put into our kids at this school. And it's an incredible commitment. And so I really would like to thank you very much. You've done an incredible job. We owe you so much, we can never repay it. Thank you. The second part really is the parents, all the people in the audience. The sacrifices you've made, not just monetary, but in many different ways. I know my wife was up till 2 o'clock last night, this morning, working on a project with my daughter. And the sacrifices you've made, the commitment you've made to the school, which is incredible. All the work that is done by the parent body, whether it's in the BPA, for BASH, for all the various functions, whether it's on the board, all the various athletic events and school plays and functions that you support, the parents really deserve a great sense and a great applause for basically what they've done here. I know when I came down from Boston, the general theme in Boston was drop your kids off, send a lot of checks, but please don't show up and bother us. And that is so different here and makes such a difference in how this school operates, how it's run, and the commitment of the parents to the school and vice versa, that it's really something special. So I hope our graduates will thank their parents one more time. Last but not least is the 96 people we have up here, 96 young adults who are moving on to a different stage in life. And their achievements are unbelievable. This is a very, very special class. And you take a look at all their achievements in whatever area you want to talk about, whether it's educational, athletics, whether it's arts. It's all it's unbelievable what this class has done. But I think the most telling thing that I felt, especially when we were all at the baccalaureate meeting on Wednesday night, was the friendships it formed. And they can last forever. And I saw so many students turn around and say, I love you, I'm going to miss you. You've made my life complete. And I think the friendships and the support system they have among themselves is a key element of what this school provides to all of our students. And I think it's, you can't replace that. And when they turn around and say, you know, I'm going to miss you, you don't have to miss each other. You have to work harder to get together, but you can do it. And it's very important that you do it. So congratulations, graduates. I would say in summary, when I look at our partnership with the school, the parents, and the students, I was concerned, Sandy and I were both concerned when we came down here, how this whole transition would work out. I have to say that I would not trade any of the years that my 4 kids have at Benjamin for any other school in the United States. I think it's been remarkable. It's been a tremendous experience, and I feel very honored to have been chairman of the board during the past 3 years. I'll close with a little bit of advice that I picked up over the years. And I always try to listen to people that I really respect. And there's a head of Citibank by the name of Jamie Dimon. And he was asked at a dinner meeting one time, what are the 3 things you look for, or what are the key elements you look for in a person that you want to elevate to the bank? And this is one of the largest financial institutions in the world. It employs over 200,000 people. So getting into that select group of 10 or 12 is hard to do. And he said, there are 3 things I look at, and this is the same thing that I think we find at Benjamin, and hopefully we find in our own families. He said, 3 things that I look for, basically, are the achievement, basically. It's the capabilities to do the job, number 1. The second one, very different, is the character. And that's the vision and all the character statements that we make here at the Benjamin School, the character of the individual. And the third thing, which is even more unusual, but I think is really a very important lesson in life, is how that individual treats other people, no matter what stage of life they're in, whether they're flipping hamburgers at Burger King or whether they're the chairman of Citicorp. And that's a very important lesson that I believe is very important in life, and it's something for all of our students to take with them. All of us, no matter what station we have in life, have our own families, our joys, our sorrows, our aspirations, our goals, things we want to achieve for our children, and we all have the equal right and the equal ability to do that. We need to be supported doing that. So I'm going to end up this and just sort of say that as our schools graduate, as our graduates move on to the next chapter in life, my only advice is to work hard, have fun, find your passion in life, very important. Be kind to people, be understanding. And as Steve Jobs said when he founded Apple Computer, never went to college, never graduated from college, did go to Reed College. He said, stay hungry. And that doesn't mean physically, guys. That means basically stay hungry for knowledge. One of the discussions we had at a party that was shown or a function that was before the baccalaureate the other night, I was talking to two parents, and I won't say who they are, but one looked very much like Dr. Theophilus, and the other one looked very much like Mitch Davidson. And we were talking about the opportunities that our kids are going to see. And I know we all worry about it, the shape the world is in, and all of the downside and all of the risks we see. But the opportunities are immense. And the willingness and the ability to always stay hungry for new knowledge doesn't end at high school or college or graduate school. For all of the people in this audience, it's going to be a lifelong ambition. The other thing Steve Jobs always says is stay foolish. Enjoy life. So congratulations again, graduates. God willing, thank you.
Hello again. Fear not, because this is the last time I'll be up at the mic. I wanted to say something quickly about our salutatorian and our valedictorian, but I won't speak about them individually. But I will say this, that in my 6 years here, I've had an opportunity to watch both of these young ladies move along their trajectory of success. I have been fascinated. I've been fascinated by what they've accomplished, what they've taken from the Benjamin experience. Joe O'Connor spoke a minute ago about all that there is to take from this environment, and I think they have taken everything plus somehow. So that these two young ladies were identified through hard work, very hard work, and high accomplishment as the salutatorian and the valedictorian of their class is most fitting. And I, with all of my heart, applaud them for all of their fine work, and I know with all of my heart that their future will be as bright as any of us in this room can possibly imagine. I'd like to call first our salutatorian, Hannah Lebovic. No, but you're, yeah, sorry.
In the past week, we have all convened now 3 times to share the accomplishments, thanks, and now final moments of the class of 2014's time at Benjamin. Sitting in these 97 chairs is the future. We don't know what the future holds, but we know that sitting among us are leaders, dreamers, and talented individuals that will mold that future. For everyone that knows me, they know that I like things to be neatly broken down and structured. So I decided to do the same with my speech. I figure, got me this far, right? So gotta work on some level. So here are Hannah's tips to our future. 1, experiment in college. Find what turns you on. Find what makes you passionate. Experiment in every way you can. Step outside of your box. Take that summer abroad in Myanmar, even though it doesn't pertain to your major. Join an a cappella group, even if you think you're tone deaf. Create a club dedicated to baking because you love to bake and one doesn't already exist. While I was on my last visit up at Yale, I ran into this other student, this other freshman. He was looking for a ballroom dancing class. And I knew the room that he wanted to, so I walked him over and I asked if he loved ballroom dancing, so he was going to check out the ballroom dancing team. And he looked at me and said, I have 0 rhythm and 2 left feet, but I'm going because I want to check it out and it seems really cool. And the point of this is that he experimented, and whether he loved it or hated it or tripped over both of his left feet, he tried it. And I want you all to try something new and random as well. Get a list of the school's extracurricular activities, close your eyes and point to one, and then just go try it. You could hate it immediately, or you could fall in love with it, but the point is to get yourself out there and experiment. 2, find your passion. Lately, the new job that everybody around me seems to be pursuing is engineering. But many of these same people have told me that they don't particularly enjoy math or physics or both, but that they're going into engineering because it makes serious bank right outside of college. But let's be honest with ourselves. If you don't like math, you're gonna hate engineering. You're gonna hate every moment of that Calc Diffie Q 237 class that you're required to take as a freshman, and you're gonna be upset that you're struggling. We can't conform because we're concerned about the money at the end of the road. College is a time for us to discover what field of study makes us happy. We need to dig deep, forget about what our parents want us to do, those feelings of expectations of taking over the family law firm, and do what makes you passionate. So many people live their lives backwards, suffering to make money in order to then be able to do what they want. We need to do what we love and find that happiness, and through that, we will find success. When you are a person that follows their passion and are unabashed about it, you create a ripple effect with all of the human lives around you. The heart of human excellence resides in the ability to follow a passionate course, and that ripple effect and heart of human excellence extends to everyone around you. And the best example of this that I can give you all are the teachers that sit here in front of us. 3, live up to your potential. We only get one life, guys. This is it. And if we don't live up to our potential, we're cheating ourselves. We need to tap into that potential, understand it. We can't just tell ourselves that we've reached our potential because we've taken another step forward or because we're tired of the work. We have to be honest with ourselves. We can't compromise our potential and settle for something less than what we know we can achieve. If we do that, then we have failed. Don't stop now that we're graduating high school. We've only lived 1/5 of our lives. At 18, only 1/5. There's so much more to come. Our lives have barely begun, and we've done so much already. Now we have the whole future in front of us, and it's a future that we, the class of 2014, are shaping. Take risks, don't be afraid to go out and reach for success, and don't be easily satisfied. As I said earlier, among us is the future. We could have the first female president sitting amongst us, or the person who creates a cleaner and safer method of fracking, or the next big hit on Broadway. We are the future. We will experiment and grow and be passionate and live up to our potential. We will go on to do great things because we are nulli secundus. Have courage, experiment, take risks, fulfill potential, become worldly, be passionate, be you, our future. Congratulations, class of 2014, on everything we have achieved and everything we will achieve. Thank you.
And next, the valedictorian of the Benjamin School class of 2014, Riley Devin Burke.
Good evening, faculty, administration, families, and class of 2014. I am humbled to be speaking in front of you tonight. Even though my fellow classmates and I have asked and answered thousands of questions these past 4 years, I'd like to ask many more tonight. When I was a kid, I always asked why. More often than I can remember, I asked my elementary school teachers this question. In fact, I found myself in trouble on many occasions for yapping with my friends, not being completely attentive to what the teacher was explaining, because something she said would cause me to think about various aspects of life. This would lead me to distract my friends and start asking them why. Even now, I can easily recall the many instances when I've inquired about uncomfortable subjects, conversations that have made my parents and my sisters squirm. But my constant questioning goes beyond what I have learned from these conversations and lessons in school. I always struggle with how I want the world to see me and how I want to see myself. I often ask myself why I chose to act a certain way or pursue a particular passion. And I don't think this is out of the ordinary. In fact, I know all of us graduating tonight have a lot of questions. Although they may differ from mine, we are all still seeking reasons and answers for almost everything. However, we do share many similar questions concerning the next chapter of our lives. Did we choose the right college? What types of people are we going to befriend when we get to campus? Which sorority or fraternity will we end up in? How many times will we change our majors? How often will we call home? Not surprisingly, I'm standing at this podium right now, worried I may phrase something wrong and questioning if my attempt at sharing my questions and encouraging curiosity will make me sound like I know more than the rest of us. When in reality, we have all just experienced the same teachers in school, and I will be right alongside you as we embark on the next phase of our lives, going to unfamiliar places with unfamiliar people, hoping to pick up tidbits of advice along the way from those who have far more wisdom than me. And so, I thought I'd share some more of the questions that fill my brain on a daily basis. And that means we could be here a while. I'd like to share the questions that I find myself thinking about constantly, those that make me anxious, excited, and confused, and those that I've discovered don't necessarily have answers just yet. This incessant curiosity has led me to believe that if we constantly question our motives, desires, and belief systems, we will be able to stay true to ourselves. By unearthing our motives, we may discover that we veered from a desired path. This realization can lead us back to our intended course. As a result, we will be able to hold ourselves accountable and be able to have assurance that our intentions are guiding us in the right direction. Not only should we question our own decisions, but also ask ourselves how and why others have impacted us. We ought to recognize when we have changed others, but also explore the instances when others have changed us. For example, we can contemplate how and why certain teachers or coaches, like Mr. Buford, Dr. Perugia, and Coach Hamill, to name just a few, have affected us in ways we never thought possible. We should cherish these unique, life-changing people we encounter, and not only question how we differ from them, but also learn from them and maybe even strive to be like them. And so I encourage you to question everything. Yes, there will be times when we are tempted to go through the motions, like the second semester of our senior year, times when it is tempting to take the easy path to just get by. But by pursuing this course, we are simply squandering our precious time and our potential once-in-a-lifetime opportunities to truly explore and indulge in what life has to offer. We shouldn't veer from our typical innate curiosity because there are too many opportunities we may miss. And when we look back at our lives and our past actions, as Will McLean does in the novel Lords of Discipline that we read last summer, what will our answers be to the questions consuming us? Will we have a sound explanation justifying our actions? Or will we continue to live, like Will, knowing we didn't stand up for what was right? Will we live in regret that we have reached our goal but do not like how we have reached the top? Will the ring we wear symbolize what it truly means? Will we have upheld our honor and integrity throughout our journeys? The questions never end, nor should they, because even now, looking ahead to our bright futures, we are questioning which paths we will choose. Will we take the road less traveled by like everyone else? Or will we define our own path? Does it even matter which we choose, so long as we choose something, accomplish something, and inspire others to do the same? Because choosing a path is most likely dictated by a dream being chased, I am motivated to share a powerful lesson with you. This message is what important people in my life have shared with me, which is to never stop dreaming. I couldn't attempt to give an inspirational speech without mentioning a particular quotation that has guided me throughout my life, one that speaks broadly about the importance of having visions. If you can dream it, you can do it. Said by none other than Walt Disney, the ultimate dreamer, has provided a foundation and shaped my decisions so far. This statement encourages us and helps us believe that we really can achieve anything we set our minds to. Determination, coupled with a strong support system, dedication, and refusal to give up is key. However, what is most important is that we question ourselves before and during the pursuit of our dreams. We should question why we have that aspiration. We should always know that we can achieve anything we set our minds to, but we should determine what our motivation is for desiring to reach a goal. And when we have done all that we can, when we have put in the 10,000 hours needed to become an expert in a field, we should reflect back and ask ourselves if we have turned out how we wanted to be, and if we have become who we envisioned we would be. So, I urge all of us to never stop questioning ourselves and others. Be that first grader again, genuinely interested in the ways of the world. Be the youngster whose head is teeming with questions and who has an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Strive to achieve your goals and never stop being inquisitive. Be open to change and explore new topics. Don't be afraid to demonstrate a lack of understanding or a depth of knowledge. And, most importantly, never stop asking why. Congratulations, class of 2014. We made it.
On Monday evening, we had an opportunity to get together as a group and enjoy an opportunity to give rewards to a number of students throughout this class for a variety of different accomplishments they've had. It was an incredible evening, as Mr. Goldberg alluded to earlier. It was a great time to spend together, enjoy a meal, and enjoy, again, to hear about all the great things these students have done over the course of their years here. But there are two awards that we give that are reserved for tonight on commencement night. These are the Founders Cups. And these Founders Cups, of which we have two, one goes to a young man and one goes to a young lady from the graduating class. The Marshall Benjamin Founders Cup and the Nancy Benjamin Founders Cup are presented at graduation to the senior boy and the senior girl who best exemplify the 10 words that you see on both the lower and upper school campuses that guide who we are and how we strive to live our lives. Those 10 words are respect, courage, morality, kindness, fairness, integrity, compassion, acceptance, forgiveness, and responsibility. So I have the distinct honor tonight of awarding the Founders Cups to two very deserving members of the class of 2014. This time I would like to ask Ms. Morgan Kaplan to come up and receive the Founders Cup. And the young man who received the Founders Cup, the Marshall Benjamin Founders Cup, is Mr. George Donaldson. This time I would like to invite Nichole Cohen, president of the class of 2014, to come up.
This has been an incredible year for every single one of us. We've all worked so hard to get to this point and truly become a family along the journey. It has been a true honor and privilege to serve as your 2014 class president, and it is with great pride that I present the gavel of presidency to Max Chesnes, as I know he's going to do an incredible job next year.
On the behalf of the class of 2015, I would like to thank each and every senior up here for leaving such a lasting impression on not only my grade, but the entirety of our school. And like Nichole, I promise to fulfill my duty as senior class president next year. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Now for the moment you're here for. We will now begin the presentation of the diplomas. Miss Riley Devin Burke. Hannah Uria Labovic. Eleanor Lacy Jamison. Nichole Elise Cohen. Lauren Suzanne Alavisos. Christina DeBard Alvarez. Caroline Kenny Ariskog. Jessica Lauren Armstrong. Catherine Close Atterbury. Daniel Nathan Borislow. Morgan Lynn Burkett. Kayla Rose Casasas. Taylor Ann Chait. Anthony Albert Sissio. Haley Morgan Sicklin. Thomas Ray Kaufman. Caroline Nichole Conlon. Michael Andrew Connors. Claire Lynn Crosby. Ajay Kumar Das. Corinne Marie Davidson. Alexander Nicholas DeFabrique. Danielle Marie DeLange. Spencer James DeWick. Garrett McGrath Donaldson. George Matthew Donaldson III. Courtney Mackenzie Doran. John D. Dorset IV. Crystal Guo Falcon. Wesley Duke Finlayson. Deanna Reed Fourier. Drew Sanford Garber. Jenna Lynn Gardner. Rebecca Lynn Grimpy. Alex Devin Hirsch. Nichole Babette Hoon Ramirez. Roger J. Jackman. Jerry Key James. Richard McKenna Johnson. Rebecca Patton Kaw.
Go get it, Miss Becky.
Morgan Blair Kaplan. Olivia Michelle Kaplan. Ethan Isaiah Caslow. Alexa Morgan LaBarbiera. Gabriel Andres Lama. Tyler Kinsman Mariani. Austin Thomas Matisse. Kyle Jason Mayans. Stephen Joseph McCluskey. Juliet Rose Mercadante. Ashley Nichole Miller. Ivy Adiambo Misson. Jeremiah William O'Connor. Casey Elizabeth Pierce. Samantha Haley Pepper. Damian Jeremy Perez. Arden Isabella Pettit. Jacqueline Annette Phillips. Armando Pimentel III. Nicholas Joseph Quinn. Morgan Michelle Reichel. Lila Scardino Ramos. Frances Patricia Rooney. Eric Andrew Rosen. McKinley Harris Ross. Jackson Carl Rossborough. Tess Adams Roy. Kyle Edmund Rudisilli. Ashley Nichole Sudoka. Arden Christina Sanford. Shane Michael Searson. Ashlyn Elizabeth Sendler. Alexandra Louise Sexton. Brandon Anthony Shedd. Ryan Lane Sylvester. Christy Lee Smith. Jacqueline Haley Smith. Paige Alexis Sodi. John Birdsall Sori. John Bennett Sousa. Casey Clifton Spicer. Jeremy Aaron Stauffer. Amanda June Stevens. Blake Lawrence Stewart. Megan May Sullivan. Chad Devo DeMarchus Swift. James Charles Theophilus. Parker Glenn Toro. Samantha Valerie Weiss. Nicholas Matthew Wetterman. Jonathan Shaw Wilson. Jordan Taylor Wren. Xiao Yi Yi. Alexandra Wilkins Zapata. And Michael John Zappa.
So this is not the end yet. Remember, this is not the end of the evening. But I'm going to ask you to move your tassels over to the other side. And I'm going to say that in the power vested in me by the Benjamin School Board of Trustees, I now pronounce you alumni of the class of 2014. Okay, folks, go ahead and have a seat, please.